A little gentle reminder, there are microphones on these cameras. Again, we're about to start the live stream, so if your young swimmer doesn't quite perform as, or overperforms, just make sure you keep your shouts appropriate language and etiquette, please.
Okay, we have no grand entrance from our officials this afternoon, but could we please just thank our officials in advance of their afternoon? So could we give our officials a round of applause, please, before we start the afternoon session? Okay, we're ready to get racing. The first event this afternoon is event 351. That's the open male 14 years and under 100 metres breaststroke. In this event, there will be 8 heats. Coming up first will be heat number 1. Just a gentle reminder for spectator swimmers to be quiet at the start of races, please. Good luck, everyone. Okay, so the afternoon's racing is underway, and in Heat 1 we have in Lane 3, that's Harry Posner from Blackpool. Lane 4, Kaloyan Nedyalkov from Workington. And in Lane 5, it's Theo Pekoulas from Ramsbottom. So it's Kaloyan in Lane 4 who's gone off strong in this first heat as he heads towards the flags on his first 50. And it is Kaloyan with a clear lead at the halfway point. Pretty close between lanes 3 and 5 as they come back on their second 50. Please do come and tell us up here if we're pronouncing any names wrong. We do like to try and get them right, so let us know if there's tricky ones that we're not getting quite right. And on that note, it's still Kaloyan Nedyalkov leading as he comes with 25 to go. Kaloyan with an entry time of 1:37.50. So he's looking pretty good to come on inside that at the moment. And it is Kaloyan who finishes first in a time of around 1:32. With Theo in lane 5 just about to touch second. And Harry in lane 3 is third there. Just getting things finalised from that heat. Do bear with us, just a few technical issues. Everyone's doing really well and working hard to work through those. Okay, we're pretty much ready to go. So shortly we'll be carrying on with heat number 2. Okay, and in Heat 2, we have in Lane 2, Thomas Ball of Liverpool. Lane 3, Luke Birchall from Blackburn. Lane 4, Miles Ivinson of Cockermouth. In Lane 5 is Jack Kennedy from Stretford. Lane 6 is Ethan Jennings from Burnley Bobcats. And in lane number 7, it's Max Dronsfield of Stockport Metro. Looks like a bit of a tighter heat, this one, as they go down towards the flags on their first 50. Could we also please have the remaining swimmers for this event? That's heats 6 through to 8 of the 100 metres breaststroke for boys to marshalling, please, if they're not already there. That's the remaining heats of the swimmers of this event to marshalling, please. So it was Miles Ivinson in lane 4 who turned first there. But still tight, particularly between those middle lanes as we come back down this second 50. Entry times in this event, round about 1:35, 1:36 for most swimmers. So again, as they come down, looking good to challenge those entry times. Tight between lane 4 and 5, that's Miles and Jack as we come towards the finish. So will it be Miles, will it be Jack that touches first? Looks like just Jack, I believe, who finished first there in a time of 1:36.16, followed by Miles Ivinson, and in third place was Ethan Jennings. Heat number 3.
That's a hard one. In lane 1, we have Michael Bajanto from Trafford Metro. Lane 2, Daniel Rosowski from Leyland Barracudas. Lane 3, Ethan Craven, Warriors of Warrington. Lane 4, Su Yu Chu from Halton. Lane 5, Aaron Gans from City of Salford. Lane 6, Oscar O'Connell, Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 7, Ethan Pryor from Ormskirk Otters. And lane 8, Callum Chung from City of Liverpool. Looking at the live stream and my own eyes, it looks like swimming in lane 7. That's Ethan Pryor from Ormskirk Otters. Looks like he might be touching first in a time of 39.99. Got about a couple of seconds over the next one, which is Aaron Gans from City of Salford. And also the swimmer there in lane 1. That's Michael Bajanto from Trafford Metro. Looks like the outside swimmers in 7 and 1 might be taking the provisional first and second. It's not as an easy stroke to do as you think, breaststroke. Can be pretty tough on the upper legs. Well, it certainly looks like the Ormskirk Otters swim with Ethan Pryor. It's going to take the provisional touch, followed by lane 1. And third goes to Aaron Gans from City of Salford. I'll just wait for those results just to get confirmed by the technical officials. Which they have been. Heat 4. In lane 1, we have James Graham from City Liverpool. Lane 2, William Stamper, also from City Liverpool. Lane 3, Andrew Wu, Trafford Metro. Lane 4, Samuel Higginbottom, Lancaster. Lane 5, Luke Goddard, Copeland. Lane 6, Charlie Smith, Winsford. Lane 7, Alec Birchall, Blackpool Aquatics. And in lane 8, Isaac Arnold, Crosby. Looks like a relatively even line, but again we've got the swimmers in the outlying lanes of 1 and 8. Slightly taking the lead there. Also lane 5. Got James Graham there, 40.59, and there's not much there for the next 4 swimmers in the mid 41s. But looking at it, it's the City Liverpool swimmer in lane 1, James Graham. Had an entry time of 1:31.80. He's going to absolutely destroy that. So City Liverpool there in lane 1. Lane 5, provisional second goes to Luke Goddard from Copeland. And provisional third goes to Charlie Smith from Winsford. There's some strong closing swims there in the last 5 or 10 metres. Always remember, you never give up. I'll just wait for the results just to get confirmed. Heat 5.
In heat number 5, we have in lane 1, it's Tristan Carrasco-Ruiz from Trafford Metro. Lane 2, Oscar Wharton from Cockermouth. Lane 3 is Leo Ashcroft of Wigan Best. Lane 4, William Brereton of Wirral Metro. In lane 5, we have Eric Bow from the City of Liverpool. Lane 6, Matthew Windeler from Trafford Metro. Lane 7, Winston Crothwaite of Bolton. And in lane 8, it's William Moore of Aqua Bears. Another tight-looking heat, perhaps lane 8 and 1 again, the outside lanes here leading the way. And it is lane 8 that turns first. That's William Moore in a time of 40.54. Strong first 50 there. Middle lanes pretty much level as they come back down towards their finish.
Do any of these yet, do you reckon? To do any of those yet? Give them a shout, yeah, get them up to
Could we please have swimmers for the first 5 heats of event 352? That's the female 14 years and under 200 IM to marshalling, please. That's event 352, the 200 IM for females. Coming down towards the flags, and it is still William Moore over in lane 8 leading the way. His entry time 1:31.40, and he hits the pads in a time of 1:28.32. Second was Winston Crothwaite, and in third, in lane 2, Oscar Wharton. Again, just waiting for those results to be confirmed before we move on to our next heat. And it looks like we are ready to move on to heat number 6. Okay, heat 6 is underway. In lane 1 is Ollie Newbold of Great Harwood. Lane 2, Hayden Battle of St Helens. In lane 3 is Daniel Horton Butler of Holton. In lane 4 is Rocco Wilson from Cockermouth. In 5 it's Finley Warburton of Leyland Barracudas. 6, Freddie Sutton from Copeland. In lane 7 it's Jacob Karczynski from the Isle of Man. And lane 8, Henry Hodkinson of Leyland Bar. Looks like we've got a middle lane leader in this heat. Lane 4 touching first there. That's Rocco Wilson, 36.51, a good first 50 there. And looking strong as he leads the way back down this second 50. Entry time for Rocco, strong entry time. We're in some of those spearheaded heats now. His entry time 1:16.60. And it is Rocco Wilson who comes under the flags towards the finish. And Rocco in lane 4 does finish first in a time of 1:19.58. In second, that's Freddie Sutton. And in third, down in lane 2, was Hayden Battle. Heat number 7.
What they've done is that's the right thing, they're putting the results in.
In lane 1, we have William O'Brien from Knutsford. Lane 2, Aaron Nolte from Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 3, Ethan Blythe, Bolton Metro. Lane 4, James Vaughan, Wigan Best. Lane 5, Bailey Nixon, City of Liverpool. Lane 6, Jacob Standing from Stockport Metro. Lane 7, Daniel French, Wirral Metro. And in lane 8, Ruben Schofield from Preston. Looks like the pace is starting to pick up a bit on these heats. Well, there, lane 4. Got James Vaughan turning at 35.97. He's got around about 1.5 seconds ahead of Bailey Nixon, who's provisional second. With Ethan Blythe from Bolton Metro just touching third at the 50-metre mark. But screaming down the pool on this second 50. Got James Vaughan from Wigan Best. In this morning's session, Wigan had some strong performances, so looks like the swimmers are knuckling down in the training over there. So coming up to the flags, looks like James. He's going to touch, certainly under 120. Provisional touch time of 1:17.46. Who's going to get provisional second? It's Ethan Blythe from Bolton, 1:22.33. And provisional bronze is Bailey Nixon, City of Liverpool, of 1:22.35. We'll just wait for those results just to get ratified by the officials, which they have been, and heat 8. In lane 1, we have Carter Neal from the Isle of Man. Lane 2, Jack Calderbank, Chorley Marlins. Lane 3, George Pearce, Winsford. Lane 4, Joseph Standard, Stockport Metro. Lane 5, Cormac Whiteley, Ramsbottom. Lane 6, Logan Byrne, Southport. Lane 7, Jan Nazarish from Warriors of Warrington. And in lane 8, Georgie Timoshan from City of Manchester. Coaches, team managers, just a gentle reminder to make sure you've got the first 5 heats for the next event coming up, which is the female 14 and under 200 metres individual medley. Can you make sure they're up to marshalling, please? Coming down with the last 25 metres. Looks like lane 5. That's Cormac Whiteley from Ramsbottom. Possibly the lane next to him in lane 4. Joseph Standard from Stockport Metro. I began the provisional second, and then lane 3, which is George Pearce from Winsford. So, touch goes to Cormac Whiteley, the time of 1:16.56. Provisional silver goes to Joseph Standard, 1:17.98, and third place will be going to George Pearce, 1:20.32. Let's wait for those results just to get confirmed.
So we are now moving on to event 352. That's the female 14 years and under 200 IM. We're going to be having 13 heats of this event, and in heat number 1 we have in lane 3, that's Anne Ho of Preston. Lane 4 is Harriet Island from Satellite, and in lane 5 is Isla Astle of Clitheroe. So the 3 girls heading down the first 50 in their fly leg here, all looking pretty good from where I'm standing. Fairly close, perhaps just looks like lane 3 who may touch first. It was lane 4, Harriet Island, who just touched first, but very close between all 3 of these as they go into their backstroke leg. Getting a bit of air in the lungs here as they finish their fly leg and turn and come and do some backstroke. Really tight after that first leg and staying the same. Harriet from Satellite just edging ahead maybe. Possibly Wee Ann Ho in lane 3 moving alongside her as well. Really tight as they turn. Harriet just turns first, but virtually nothing in it. Going to the breaststroke leg here, let's see what happens on this one. Often the leg that we see changes in. Harriet from Satellite leading the way in that middle lane. Just about to turn and go into the last leg of this 200 IM. And it will be Harriet Island, I think, touching first as they head for home. Harriet followed by Wei An Ho, and turning third not far behind is Isla Astle as well. As the girls get everything they've got now to get to the finish. Freestyle in lane 3, Wei An Ho of Preston looking strong as she's coming down the finish. In fact, all 3 of them levelling up a little bit here. Closest race of the afternoon. It looks like Isla Astle actually from lane 5, who's come from behind these 2 to lead the way as she comes up to the flag. Isla's entry time was 2:58.80. We're miles inside that as we come to the finish. And Isla finishes in a time of 2:51.44 with Wei An Ho second and Harriet Island in third. Again, results just being confirmed. Okay, heat number 2. Heat 2, in lane 1, it's Eva Smith from Warrington. Lane 2, Amelia Ahuman of Bolton. Lane 3, Ida Augustine of Preston. In 4, it's Amelia Ashwell from Barrow. Lane 5 is Emmy Connors of Warrington. Lane 6, Martha Baxter from Liverpool. And lane 7, Emily David of Cockermouth. And in lane 8, Chloe Jones from Prescott. Could we please have the next 5 heats of this event to marshalling, please? That's the heats 6 through to 10 of this event to marshalling, please. Turning first there was Emmy Connors in lane 5 from Satellite. She goes on to a backstroke. We've got some finalists to announce for the last event. That was 100 metres breaststroke for boys. In our 12 years age group, we have in the final Oscar O'Connell of Blackpool, Leo Ashcroft of Wigan Best, Aaron Gans of Salford, Ethan Pryor of Ormskirk, Michael Puggianto of Trafford Metro, Eric Bow from Liverpool, Samuel Higginbottom from Lancaster, and Kaloyan Nyajalkov of Workington. The reserve swimmers are Si Yu Chu of Holton and Andrew Wu of Trafford Metro. Any finalists have 15 minutes to withdraw from those finals should you not swim. And as we turn there, it was Ida in lane 3, just turning first at the halfway point, going into the breaststroke. Perhaps Amelia looking like a strong breaststroker, and lane 8 coming up fast there as well. That's Chloe Jones. Very strong breaststroke leg out in lane 8 there. More finalists, the 14 years and under male open 100 metre breaststroke. We have Daniel French of Wirral, Carter Neal from the Isle of Man, Jack Calderbank from Chorley, George Pearce of Winstead, Jacob Garczynski from the Isle of Man, Ethan Blythe of Bolton, Logan Byrne from Southport, and James Graham from Liverpool. The reserves for that final are Ruben Schofield of Preston and Georgie Timoshin from the City of Manchester. As we head down the final leg, Amelia Ashwell in lane 4, looking really strong coming down this freestyle leg. Some chopping and changing in this heat as we've gone through those strokes. But it is Amelia looking strong as she comes towards around 15 metres to go in this race. Amelia's entry time, 2:56.90. Another strong swim to come inside that. She's going to finish in a time of 2:48.79. That's Amelia Ashwell first. In second is Ida Augustine in lane 2. And in third, Chloe Jones over in lane 8. Just finalising those results there before we move on to our next heat, and looks like we're ready for heat number 3.
Just from the previous heat, heat number 2, there was 2 disqualifications. in lanes 2 and lane 8 for a technical infraction. Moving on to this heat though, heat number 3. In lane 1 we have Harper Aspinall from Wirral Metro. Lane 2, Eliza Johnson from Blackburn. Lane 3, Amber Fortune, Wigan Best. Lane 4, Amy Chorlton from City of Manchester. Lane 5, Rhea Wilkinson from City of Salford. Lane 6, Esme Wilson, Cockermouth. Lane 7, Sophie Barr, Prescott. And in lane 8, Jasmine Wallace, Stockport. Looks like a relatively even spread on the field here after the first 70 odd metres. Backstroke and breaststroke are normally the telling ones on this event. So it looks like the swimmer there in lane 1. That's Harper Aspinall from Wirral Metro. Getting strongly encouraged there by Craig Pickering, one of the coaches there at Wirral. Certainly it's Harper Aspinall moving into the halfway point, into the breaststroke. Closely followed there by lane 3, Amber Fortune. And Sophie Barr bringing up provisional third. But there's really not much in it between, well, 7 swimmers there. 6 or 7 swimmers. There's, looking at it, there's 1.2 seconds between all of them. Looks like Esme Wilson over there in lane 6 from Cockermouth. She's got a strong breaststroke leg there. She's making a bit of a play for second position potentially in this heat. But really from start to finish, it's been Harper Aspinall from Wirral Metro over there in lane 1. She's 5 metres ahead of the next swimmer, which is Esme Wilson in lane 6, and then Eliza Johnson. And after that, wow, there's really not much in it, everyone else. Question is, who's got the legs to sprint? Can Esme Wilson from Cockermouth hold on to that provisional second place? She's getting chased down by Rhea Wilkinson from City of Salford. I think it's going to be a tight finish. Provisional touch there goes to Harper Aspinall. Who's going to get it in 5 and 6? It's Esme Wilson. 250.98 and only 300ths of a second behind her. Provisional third goes to Rhea Wilkinson of City of Salford. But start to finish, Harper Aspinall with 242.64. Okay, just to announce that there was a disqualification in that heat. Lane number 5 was disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 4. In lane 1, we have Madison Davies from Wigan Best. Lane 2, Tallulah Kay from Preston. Lane 3, Holly Ralph from Penrith. Lane 4, Maya Kaur from Warriors of Warrington. Lane 5, LTK, Leyland Barracudas. Lane 6, Anuja Nanor from Warriors of Warrington. Lane 7, Olivia Koska from City Salford. And in lane 8, Esme Moore, Bolton Metro. Got some more finalists to announce for event 358. Which is the 14 years open male 100 metres breaststroke. We have Bailey Nixon from City of Liverpool, Freddie Sutton from Copeland, Joseph Standard from Stockport Metro, Cormac Whiteley from Ramsbottom, James Vaughan from Wigan Best, Rocco Wilson from Cockermouth, Hayden Battle from St Helens, and Daniel Horton Butler from Holton. Your reserve finalists are Jacob Standing from Stockport Metro and Finley Warburton from Leyland Barracudas. Again, you have 15 minutes to make any withdrawals from the finals. It only makes it fair to make the reserve finalists to give them an opportunity to swim if you are planning on pulling out. at the 100 metre mark. Lane 5, that's LCK from Leyland Barracudas, is pretty much streaking ahead. However, over there in lane 8, Esme Moore from Bolton Metros had a very strong turn there, and she's already halved the distance in just 10 metres. Not much between 1, 3, 5, 6 and 7. But now we've got bit of a fight on over there between lanes 5 and 8. That's LCK and Esme Moore. Yeah, it's hard to tell where I'm standing, but it doesn't look like there's much in it. There's half a stroke maybe. Looking at the camera, yep, it's still LCK from Leyland in lane 5. Lane 4, however, has really caught up. Mayakawa from Warriors of Warrington. Now, who's got the sprint legs for the finish? I think the Warriors of Warrington swimmer. That's Mayakawa. She's certainly going to give LCK a run for her money. Now we got Esme Moore over there in lane 8. I think it's going to be 5, over just by a smidgen. Yep. So we got LCK, provisional touch there. Second provisionally goes to Mayakawa. And provisional third goes to Esme Moore with a time of 2:47 flat. LCK 2:46.59 and Mayakawa 2:46.92. We'll just wait for the results to be confirmed, which they have. Heat 5.
Heat 5 is underway. In lane 1, it's Neve Baker from Chester. Lane 2 is Isla Moss from Satellite. Lane 3, Hattie Lawson from Winsford. Lane 4, Grace Tushingham from Preston. In lane 5, it's Joanna Sutton of Copeland. Lane 6, Jessica Barnett from Winsford. In lane 7, Esme Cunliffe from Wigan Best. And in lane 8 is Brooklyn Hale of Cockermouth. Could we please ask that all swimmers for this event now go to marshalling if they're not already there. So all swimmers for this event should now be in marshalling, please. Grace Tushingham in lane 4 touches first there, 34.96. Strong fly leg there as she goes on to her backstroke. Down in lane 1, Neve Baker. A close second at the moment. Still just Grace in lane 4 though, holding on as she comes towards the flags, ready to turn onto the breaststroke. But perhaps Neve Baker in lane 1 just easing up alongside her as they go into the turn. Just Grace touching first there, but very close behind is Neve Baker and not far behind Jessica Barnett in lane 6. Looking for any strong breaststrokers coming through here, as we see quite a lot in these IM events. Lane 6, possibly catching a bit. That's Jessica Barnett of Winsford. But still, Grace in lane 4, holding on nicely. So it's Grace leading, and then sort of take your pick from 3 or 4 lanes as we come down under the flags. So they're just about to turn with 50 to go, and it is Grace who touches first. Time of 2:88. Isla Moss just behind her, then Joanna Sutton. Again, what have they got left for this freestyle leg? Some strong swims coming down here from all the swimmers by the looks of it. Lane 2 coming back well, that's Isla Moss from Satellite. Lane 5 coming up on the shoulder there of Grace, that's Joanna. In lane 5, will it be Grace who will hold on? Really tight finish. We've got 5 metres to go. Will it be 4? Will it be 5? I think just lane 5. That's Joanna Sutton of Copeland. Second was Grace Tushingham, and in third was Isla Moss from Satellite. As always, just wait for those results to be confirmed. Some good racing in this event so far. Looks like we're ready to move on to heat number 6. So as the ladies head into their fly leg, we've got in lane 1, Layla Dolan from Wigan Best. Lane 2 is Bethany McQuembury of Preston. Lane 3, Camilla Holland of Wigan Best. Lane 4, Lily Bailey of Cockermouth. Lane 5 is Betsy Lloyd, also from Wigan Best. Lane 6, Isla Liptrot, City of Liverpool. In lane 7 is Lena Kaider from Trafford Metro. And in lane 8, it's Daisy Darcy from Liverpool. Think it's going to be lane 3. Camilla touching first here. She did just from Bethany in 2, but very tight again. Same time for Bethany and Betsy in 2nd and 3rd as they hit the pad there and turn onto the backstroke. Again, another good race as we come down this backstroke leg. Perhaps Bethany in lane 2 just easing onto the shoulder of Camilla in 3 beside her. Lane 8 also having a strong leg here. That's Daisy from Liverpool in her home pool. Might even be Daisy just taking the lead now with a strong backstroke leg. Once more though, let's see what happens on the breaststroke. It is Daisy who turns first at the halfway point, followed by Isla Liptrot and Bethany McQuembury in 3rd. Daisy over in lane 8, still leading the way. Her teammate Isla in 2nd place at the moment. And once more, really even between the rest of the swimmers as they go up to the halfway point of their breaststroke leg. Okay, so we're going to turn with 50 to go into our freestyle leg. And it is going to be Daisy Darcy who turns first. Closely followed by Betsy Lloyd, Isla Liptrot. And Layla Dolan and Lily Bailey not far behind. They're kicking for home now. So 25 to go in heat 6 here. Still looks like Daisy Darcy in lane 8 leading the way. But her teammate in lane 6, that's Isla Liptrot, close behind. Another tight finish coming up between these two Liverpool swimmers. And it is Daisy Darcy first, finishing in 2nd as Isla Liptrot, and in 3rd was Betsy Lloyd. Another good race, that one. Let's just confirm those results officially.
Heat 7. In lane 1, we have Pollyanna Kershaw from Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 2, Megan Templeton, City of Liverpool. Lane 3, Isabel Marsh, Carlisle Aquatics. Lane 4, Alexis Aspin, Preston. Lane 6, Veronica Rozowska from City of Manchester. Lane 6, Evie Webster, Trafford Metro. Lane 7, Lara Challenor, Stockport Metro. And in lane 8, Hannah Burns, Altrincham. Looks like we've got a bit of a split in the field there. Lane 5 with Veronica, certainly in 32.50. She's about 1 3/4 seconds ahead of Isabel Marsh. She's provisional second. And Lara Challenor just touched third at the end of the fly leg. Backstroke and breaststroke are usually the telling strokes on this event. You can make a real impact if you're a strong breast and backstroker. And it looks like Isabel Marsh there in lane 3 from Carlisle Aquatics. They've still got Veronica. She's lost a second of a lead on that leg there to Isabel, who's caught up. And provisional third so far is Megan Templeton from City Liverpool. Looks like we might have a strong breaststroke leg over there in lane 8 with Hannah Burns from Altrincham. But so far, I think Veronica, she's being caught up here by Isabel. Let's have a look when I see the camera angle down at the shallow end. Yeah, it looks the case. The lane 3, Isabel Marsh has had a really strong performance in that breaststroke leg. She was a second behind, and now she's a second ahead. Now, can Veronica do anything about it and catch her up? Who's got the legs for the strong freestyle leg at the end of it? Certainly looks like lane 3. Isabel Marsh from Carlisle. Lane 7, Lara Challenor. She's got a strong finish. In fact, Lara might even be challenging for a photo finish. It's going to be 3 or 7, I think, and it's going to go to 7. Lara Challenor came out of the blue from Stockport Metro. Provisional second goes to Isabel Marsh from Carlisle, and bronze or provisional third goes to Veronica Rozoska from City Manchester. Wow, photo finish at the end. It looks like the Wolfpack are happy down there. We'll just wait for those results to be confirmed, which looks like they have. Heat 8. In lane 1, we have Bethan James from Wirral Metro. Lane 2, Sophia Wu, also from Wirral Metro. Lane 3, Isabel Carter, Prescott. Lane 4, Imogen Clarkson from Clitheroe. Lane 5, Serena Standring from Winsford. In 6, we have Chuck Q Kiana Hugh from City Liverpool. In 7, we have Sophia Sugden from Carlisle. And in lane 8, Lila Cairns from Preston. Looks like Imogen slightly ahead of Isabel there at the 50-metre mark. And provisional touch of third goes to Lila Cairns. Really not much in it between those three. Okay, at the halfway mark, it looks like Bethan James from Imogen Clarkson. Provisional third is Isabel Carter, but there's, wow, just a second between the three of them. And looking at the far side as well, in lanes 7 and 8, Sophia Sugden and Lila Cairns. Coming up to three-quarter distance, and it looks like lane 4, looking at the camera. And it is, so Imogen Clarkson, provisional touch there at three-quarter distance, followed by Sophia Sugden. And provisional third is Serena Stangdring, but only by 0.4 of a second. Getting chased down by Sophia Woof. And looks like Chuck Q, Kiana Hugh made 4 places in that that 50-meter leg. Very strong breaststroke there. But really, from start to finish, it's been lane 4, which is Imogen Clarkson from Clitheroe. I think she's going to just touch ahead of lane 7, Sophia Sugden. And provisional third is going to go to Sophia Wu from Wirral Metro. Some good times there. 2:41.75 for Imogen, 2:42.48 for Sophia Sugden, and Sophia Wu 2:44.48. Looks like the results confirmed. Heat 9.
Okay, in heat number 9, we have in lane 1, Holly Warburton of Blackpool. Lane 2, Rihanna Harper of Carlisle. Lane 3, Ava Halliwell from Wirral Metro. Lane 4, Irene Capitan of Preston. Lane 5, Sophie Dixon of Blackpool. In lane 6, it's Megan Ormiston of Stockport Metro. In lane 7 is Pink Lily Tarek of Warrington. And in lane 8, it's Maisie O'Mahony of Cockermouth. So as they come down to the end of this first leg, it's a strong fly leg from Megan Ormiston of Stockport Metro. In lane 6 there, turning first ahead of Holly Warburton and Rihanna Harper as they go into their backstroke leg. And it still is Megan over in lane 6 leading the way there. Fairly level behind her there. We've got in lane 2 Rihanna and lane 3 Ava Halliwell not far behind. So still Megan Ormiston coming under the flags towards the end of the first half of this race to turn onto her backstroke leg in a time of 1:13.54 as she turns and heads down the breaststroke leg. In second place was Rihanna Harper and third was Ava Halliwell. We'd expect to see some changes here during this breaststroke leg. And perhaps lane 2 Rihanna from Carlisle and lane 3 Ava. Possibly even lane 5 there, Sophie Dixon, coming on strong down this breaststroke leg. But still Megan just about holding on. Strong breaststroker behind her, that's Sophie. Looking like she might catch up by the end of this leg. It is a fast leg from Sophie Dixon there in lane 5. But Sophie will probably just touch first ahead of Megan Ormiston as they head for home. Let's see which of these girls is up for the race in this last 50. Looks like they're both kicking hard as they come down here. I'm very impartial in this race, so I obviously don't mind who finishes first. But it looks like it might be Megan just pulling away as she comes towards the end. Megan's entry time of around 2:42. Perhaps tying up a bit as she comes to the end though, so maybe Sophie next to her may catch her. But it looks like it's just going to be Megan Ormiston finishing first there in a time of 2:40.84. Second was Sophie Dixon, and in third place there was Rihanna Harper. Just waiting for those results to be confirmed. Just bear with us. And I think we're good to go, I believe. And to move on to heat number 10. Okay, so in heat 10, lane 1, we've got Zoe Newert of the Isle of Man. Lane 2, Mia Robinson from Southport. In lane 3, Viana Sefi of Stockport Metro. Lane 4 is Maisie Geary of Leyland. Lane 5, Caitlin Hume, Wigan Best. Lane 6, Chloe Cowsill of Ulverston. In lane 7, Sophia Hewlett of Bebington. And in lane 8, Annabelle Irvin of Liverpool. The next event is going to be the Open Male 14 years and under 50 metres freestyle. Could we please ask all of those swimmers, there's only 7 heats, all swimmers to head to marshalling, please. So all swimmers for event 353, the male 14 years and under 50 metres freestyle, to marshalling, please. Okay, so heat 10 is into its backstroke leg now. Looks like lane 4, Maisie Geary leading the way, but Viana Sefi of Stockport close behind her on this backstroke leg. Could we please ask that there's no filming of swimming today, please? Please ask that there's no filming, please. And we turn at the halfway point. It is Annabelle Irvin in lane 8. Sorry, Maisie Geary in lane 4 there, turning first. Annabelle in lane 8, in second with Viana of Stockport. Turning third there as we go down this breaststroke leg. Some of these swimmers in this event may be looking at that national qualifying window and that list. So just a bit of an idea for you. Some fast times on the British list are 13, 14-year-olds. Need to get under 2:32.07 to try and get on that list. On the English list, we have the 12-year-old girls aiming for 2:44.3 and under. 13-year-olds, 2:38.67, and 14-year-olds, 2:33.74. So tough times to go for there, but some of these swimmers will be looking out for those. Strong swim from Maisie in lane 4 at the moment, who's well clear of the rest. Probably got a good 5 metres on lane 2, which is Mia Robinson of Southport. And as we come to the finish, it is Maisie Geary finishing first in 2:36.96. Good time, that one. And in second, we have Mia Robinson, 2:41. And in third place, third was Mia Robinson. Second was Sophia Hewlett.
Okay, results confirmed. Heat 11. In lane 1, we have Cara van der Meer from Carnforth. Lane 2, Kira Johnson, Wigan Best. Lane 4, we have Emily Hall, Warriors of Warrington. Lane 5, we have Elizabeth Adam from Leyland Barracudas. Lane 6, Marley Rose Garrett from City Liverpool. Lane 7, Lily Rose Unwin from Stockport. And in lane 8, Bonnie Carruthers from Ramsbottom. Looks like Emily Hall there from Warriors of Warrington. Around about 0.8 of a second away from, or ahead of Elizabeth Adam at the 50-metre mark. Just moving into the backstroke leg now. Looks like Emily Hall there in lane 4. She's got about a body length looking at it from her nearest competitors. Looks like Kira there in lane 2's had a strong backstroke leg. She's caught up a little bit. Just the halfway mark there. Emily Hall from Elizabeth Adam and Kira Johnson. And Emily's stretched the lead now to over 2 seconds. However, looking at Elizabeth Adam from Leyland Barracudas, she's got an absolute stonking breaststroke leg going there. Now there's an example of having a really strong, powerful stroke there. She was 2 seconds behind. At this rate, I think she might get 2 seconds ahead, all in the space of 50 metres. Now, can Emily claw that back on the 50 freestyle? She's made about 3 metres there. She's turning 1:55, 3.8 seconds. So that's a total of nearly 6 seconds she's made a difference on 50 metres. That's phenomenal. Now, Emily Hardy's fighting hard to get that lead back. Emily Haas fighting, she's not giving up. She had the lead right until the halfway mark, and she's clawed that distance down. But Elizabeth Adam from Leyland Barracudas, an absolute belting breaststroke. And provisional second there going to Emily Hall, and provisional third is going to Kira Johnson, but yeah, Elizabeth there. So results are confirmed. Heat 12. In lane 1 we have Annabelle Chan from Winsford. Lane 2, Olivia Knox from Wigan. Lane 4 we have Kate Schillinger from Winsford. Lane 5, Martha Sumnall from City Liverpool. Lane 6, Zoe Rogers from Trafford Metro. Lane 7, Vivian Wilkinson from Wirral Metro. And in lane 8, Tilly Stevens, City of Liverpool. Do you know what? It's going to be a lot tighter this heat. There's 2 or 3 of them there, just, well, 0.2 of a second separating 3 swimmers. Quarter of a second. Looks like Kate Schillinger there has managed to eke out a little bit of a lead on that 50 metres leg. I know she has a strong breaststroke. Let's see what the other competitors have around her. Just turning at the halfway mark. We've got Kate Schillinger from Winsford, followed by Martha Sumnall and Zoe Rogers and Annabelle Chan. Certainly looks like 5 and 6 are going to try and catch up on that breaststroke there. Martha Sumnall's giving it a good go. But lane 4, Kate Schillinger from Winsford. I think she's realised she's getting hunted. She's opened up the throttle. And she's probably got about 4 metres, 3.5 metres lead on Martha. Yes, around about 3 seconds. How can Martha and Zoe catch up? With 25 metres to go, it's Kate Schillinger from Winsford. Getting chased down by Martha Sumnall from City of Liverpool. That's a strong leg there from Martha. She's clawed some of that distance back. And she's extended away from Zoe. Yeah, but just to confirm, it looks like provisional touch there is going to go to Kate at a time of 2:30.1. Then Martha at 2:32.96. Our provisional third goes to Zoe Rogers at 2:35.60.
Heat 13. So the final heat in this event, we have in lane 1, Alana Donlan of Warrington, lane 2, Ellie Schofield of Aquabears, lane 3, Autumn Claxton from Salford, lane 4, Irish Hurst of Warrington, in lane 5 is Kerry Sullivan from Manchester, lane 6, Anya Foxwell of Wigan Best, in lane 7 is Emily Tabern of Warrington, and in lane 8 is Isabella Fowles of Penrith. Should have all of our swimmers round for the next event. That's the open male 50 metres freestyle. So Iris leading there in lane 4 as she comes down her backstroke leg now. Again, these heats spearheaded, to expect those middle lanes to be the strong swimmers in this. But our outside lanes are swimming pretty well at the moment, lane 8 and lane 1. Looks like at the halfway point it will be Iris Hurst of Warrington who's going to turn first in time of 1:08. Just touching second was Autumn Claxton of Salford, and then Anya Foxwell of Wigan Best as they head down the breaststroke leg. Who's going to come with the charge here? Just in this final heat out, we've got lanes 1 and 3, that's Alana and Autumn, are in the 13 years age group. The rest of these are in the 14 years age group. It's still Iris Hurst leading the way. Possibly Kerry Sullivan in lane 5, catching up a little with a strong breaststroke leg. But as they touch and turn for the last 50 of this heat, it is Iris Hurst turning at 1:53.63, followed by Kerry Sullivan. Turning third there was Emily Tabern. No surprises to see Iris leading the way down here. The fastest swimmer on paper, her entry time of 2:26. Perhaps going to be just outside that one, I think, but it may be close. But Iris is going to touch the wall first in a time of 2:26.87. Touching second in lane 5, that's Kerry Sullivan. And in third is Autumn Claxton from the city of Salford. So that was the final heat in this event, so we'll just wait for confirmation of that result before we move on to event 353, the open male 50 metres freestyle. In this event there are 7 heats, and coming up first will be heat number 1. So in Heat 1, Lane 3 is Samuel Higginbottom of Lancaster. Lane 4, Thomas Ball, Liverpool. Lane 5, Su Yu Chu of Halton. And in Lane 6, it's Starson Butterworth. Have to be quicker on the announcing here. As we go through these heats, it's going to be hard to get all 8 swimmers' names in, but we'll try our best. That's the challenge for us up here. Fairly tight first heat. Possibly Lane 5, Su Yu Chu, who will touch first here. Looks like it will be. And it is. Su Yu Chu touches first, 30.90. Samuel Higginbottom second, and provisionally third there was Starson Butterworth.
Heat 2. In lane 1, we have Albion DeBrushy from City Liverpool. Lane 2, Oscar O'Connell from Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 3, Max Stronsfield, Stockport Metro. Lane 4, Harrison Burgess, Ramsbottom. Lane 5, William Stamper, City Liverpool. Lane 6, William Thorley, Aquabears. Lane 7, Oscar Madrill from Isle of Man. And lane 8, Sergio Morganella from Carlisle Aquatics. Well, I've got about 5 metres left to commentate, and it's going to be a tight finish there. I'm going to say possibly 4. Yep, just. So Harrison Burgess with 31.31. And second was Oscar with 31.43. And third was Max Stronsfield with 31.57. Wow, that was tight. 10th per second between 3 of them. Heat 3. In lane 1, we have Zachary Edge from Stockport Metro. Lane 2, Luke Goddard, Copeland. Lane 3, Gabriel Barnett from Blackpool. Lane 4, Jacob Baker, Aquabears. Lane 5, Samuel Wilson, Ramsbottom. Lane 6, William Brereton from Wirral Metro. Lane 7, Jacob Thistlewood from Stockport. And in lane 8, Chuck Hugh Lee from Trafford Metro. Again, got about 5 metres of commentary. I think lane 3, maybe? Yep. Gabriel Barnett touched there with 29.56. Provisional second is going to Jacob Baker from Aquabears at 29.7. And third is Gabriel Barnett, Blackpool Aquabears.
Heat 4. Please could we have a coach or team manager from Winsford and Trafford Metro to the start end of the pool, please. That's a coach or a team manager from Winsford and Trafford Metro. In this heat, we've got Ollie Newbold, William Jones, Ethan Williams, James Graham, George Bentley, Caleb Gowenlock, Mason Grady and Jasper Gibson-Bird. And I just got them in as they come with 10 metres to go. And as they come into the wall nice and tight again, looks like just lane 7, Mason Grady of Stockport in 28.47, followed by Ethan Williams. And in third place, provisionally there, was William Jones from Chester. Just an announcement again, could we please have a coach or a team manager from Winsford and from Trafford Metro down to the starting end of the pool, please. We move on to heat number 5. Heat 5. Please could we have swimmers for the first 5 heats of the 50 metres female backstroke. That's the next event, heat 354. So the first 5 heats of the 50 metres backstroke for girls to marshalling, please. In this heat, we've got Daniel Mayers, Cole Staley, Zachary Flitton, Ben Saxby, Daniel Horton Butler, Jake Calderbank, Samuel Lee and Bailey Nixon. Looks like a strong swim in lane 4 here, and it is Ben Saxby, 26.88. Good time there, finishing first. Daniel Horton Butler in second, and in third place in lane 3 was Zachary Flitton. Just waiting for official confirmation of those results. Again, heats 1 to 5 with the next event to marshalling, please. 50 metres backstroke for girls, heats 1 to 5. And it looks like we're just about ready to move on to heat number 6.
In lane 1, we have Archie McLaren from Aquabears. Lane 2, Harry Jones, Winsford. Lane 3, Ben Stevenson, Garston. Lane 4, Cormac Whiteley from Ramsbottom. Lane 5, Elliot Hughes, Trafford. Lane 6, Rocco Wilson, Cockermouth. Lane 7, Oscar LaRue from Altrincham. And in lane 8, Carter Neal from the Isle of Man. Looks like lane 4 from my angle. Yep. That's Cormac from Ramsbottom, time of 26.55. Provisional second is going to Elliot Hughes, 27.51. And Ben Stevenson, provisional third at 28.20. Looks like results have been confirmed. Heat 7. Lane 1, we have Freddie Sutton from Copeland. Lane 2, Cole Hood, Wigan Best. Lane 3, Lewis Cooper, Carlisle Aquatics. Lane 4, Mia Al-Dabak from Stockport Metro. Lane 5, Al Nevin Suarez from Winsford. Lane 6, Benji Sutcliffe from Ramsbottom. Lane 7, Jan Nazarish from Warriors of Warrington. In lane 8, Thomas Rickles, Altrincham. And it certainly looks like lane 5, is it? 4. Wow. 25.52. From Mir Al-Dabak from Stockport. That's a heck of a time. Provisional second at 28.08 goes to El Nevin Suarez. And third place, we're going to Lewis Cooper at 28.13.
So just confirming that result. And we'll shortly be moving on to the next event. Every official's favourite now as the backstroke ledges come out. So it is going to be the girls 14 years and under 50 metres backstroke. While they're getting sorted, we'll just announce some finalists as well. This is for event 359. That's the female 14 years and under 200 metre IM. In the 12-year age group, 12-year age group, our finalists are Esme Moore, Bolton Metro, Elsie Kay, Leyland Barracudas, Betsy Lloyd of Wigan Best, Harper Aspinall of Wirral Metro, Isla Liptrot, City of Liverpool, Kiana Hugh of Liverpool, Maya Kawa of Warrington, and Isla Moss of Satellite. Reserve finalists are Hattie Lawson and Evie Webster. Might get one lot of finalists announced again now. So this one is for our 13 years age group. We have Rihanna Harper of Carlisle, Mia Robinson of Southport, Vivian Wilkinson, Wirral Metro, Autumn Claxton from Salford, Alana Donlan from Warrington, Olivia Knox from Wigan Best, Imogen Clarkson of Clitheroe, and Viana Sefi of Stockport Metro. The reserve finalists are Ava Halliwell and Daisy Darcy. And if I get this done quickly, we'll get in the last final, which is the 14 years age group of the 200 IM. In that final, we have Zoe Rogers of Trafford Metro, Emily Hall from Warrington, Elizabeth Adam of Leyland, Iris Hurst from Warrington, Kate Schillinger of Winsford, Carey Sullivan from Manchester, Martha Sumnall from Liverpool, Kira Johnson from Wigan, and the reserve finalists for that final are Anya Foxwell and Emily Taburn. 15 minutes for any withdrawals, please. So it looks like our officials are just about there or thereabouts with those backstroke ledges. Reminder, this is event 354, the female 14 years and under 50 metres backstroke. We have 9 heats in this event. So in Heat 1, Lane 3 is Iris Burkitt from Manchester, Lane 4, Bethany Howarth of Blackpool, and in Lane 5, Chloe Jones of Prescott. Okay, coming to the end of this heat now, and it looks like in Lane 4 it's Bethany Howarth of Blackpool who's going to touch first, and she does in a time of 37 dead. Chloe Jones was second, and Iris Burkitt third. Looks like we're going to have a swim-off coming up at the end of this event, just to forewarn you. A swim-up coming at the end of this event, but we're moving on now to heat number 2. Heat 2. Lane 1, Jasmine Wakeland of Salford. Lane 2, Maya Kawa of Warrington. Lane 3, Esme Moore from Bolton. Lane 4, Holly Relf of Penrith. Lane 5 is Ella Derbyshire of Stockport Metro. Lane 6, Rosie Byrne from Ramsbottom. And in Lane 7, it's Tess Cole of the City of Liverpool. Fairly level between Lane 6, 7, 8, it looks like at the moment to me. That's Ella, in 5, Rosie in 6, and Tess in 7. As they come under the flags there, possibly just Ella leading the way there to touch first. In Lane 5, a time of 37.05, Rosie Byrne was second, and in third place there was Esme Moore in Lane 3. We will just await confirmation of those results before moving on to the next heat, which is Heat 3.
In Lane 1, we have Erin Morris from Wigan Best. Lane 2, Isla Pulvertaft from Satellite. Lane 3, Oliver Koska from City of Salford. Lane 4, Amelia Ashwell from Barrow. Lane 5, Madison Davies from Wigan. Lane 6, Emmy Connors from Warriors of Warrington. Lane 7, Lily Clifford from Cockermouth. And in Lane 8, Jessica Todd Hunter from Copeland. Again, from my vantage point, it looks like Lane 8's had a good start there, along with lanes 1 and 2. Possibly 7 as well. It's going to be quite a tight finish, but yep, it looks like Lane 2, Isla Pulvertaft from Satellite. Time of 36.32. Provisional second goes to Jessica Todd Hunter from Copeland, 36.79. And third goes to Olivia Koska from City of Salford, 37.57. For Heat 4 here, we've got Harriet Island from Satellite. In Lane 2, we have LZK from Leyland Barracudas. Lane 3, Isla McCrory, Stockport Metro. Lane 4, Amber Fortune from Wigan Best. Lane 5, Isla Moss, Satellite. Lane 6, Ida Augustine from Preston. Lane 7, Esme Wilson, Cockermouth, and joined by a teammate in Lane 8, Emily David, also from Cockermouth. Looking from my vantage point, again, it possibly Lane 4 again. Yep, Lane 4, Amber Fortune from Wigan Best, 35.44. Then Ayla McCrory, 36.27. And then LCK from Leyland Barracudas at 36.38. Heat 5.
In lane 1, Ellie Woodcock of Cockermouth. Lane 2, Lottie Abbott-Beck of Wirral Metro. Lane 3, Ellen Jones, Wigan Best. Lane 4, Camilla Holland of Wigan Best. Lane 5, Amelia Bogdanska of Preston. Lane 6 is Yara Gazal of Lancaster. Lane 7, Eva Turner of Clitheroe. And Lane 8, Neve Baker from the city of Chester. Just a reminder, there will be a swim-off after this event at the end of the 50 metres backstroke. A swim-off for the girls 14 years and under 200 IM after this event. As we come down towards the finish, it looks like Yara in lane 6 who's going to finish first, and it was in a time of 34.49. Second was Eva Turner, and in third place was, joint second there between Amelia and Eva, exactly the same time. 35.21 for those two. Just awaiting confirmation of that. Looks like we're pretty much good to go, ready for heat number 6. In lane 1, Rihanna Harper of Carlisle. Lane 2, Annabelle Irvin of Liverpool. Lane 3, Robin Salis of Carnforth. Lane 4, Chloe Cowsill of Ulverston. Lane 5, Veronica Ravorska of Manchester. Lane 6, Isabel Marsh from Carlisle. Lane 7, Lily Rose Unwin of Stockport Metro. And in lane 8, Sophie Lee of Southport. All swimmers for this event should now be in marshalling. If they're not there already, please send them. The next event is the 400 metres freestyle for boys. Really close finish here. Not going to call this one just. Let's see who touches first. It was Veronica in lane 5 there, finishing first 34.72. In second was Annabelle Irvine. And in third place was Chloe Cowsill of lane 3. In lane 1, it's Eliza Ferris of Trafford. Lane 2, Maisie O'Mahony of Cockermouth. Lane 3, Hannah Burns of Altrincham. Lane 4, Sophia Hewlett of Bebington. In lane 5, it's Megan Ormiston of Stockport Metro. Lane 6, Viana Seffi of Stockport Metro. Lane 7, Isabel Carter of Prescott. And lane 8, Isabella Bonfield of Salford. Quite tight it looks to me from here between lanes 4, 5 and 6 as we're going down here. Lane 4, Sophia Hewlett just leading perhaps from Megan Ormiston, and lane 1 coming in here but touching first. Time of 33.56 for Sophia Hewlett. Second was Megan Ormiston, and in third place was Eliza Ferris with a time of 34 seconds dead. Just waiting confirmation of that one, which has come in. And we're moving on to heat number 8.
In lane 1, we have Jennifer McMillan from Carnforth. Lane 2, Lara Challenor, Stockport Metro. Lane 3, Annabelle Chan, Winsford. Lane 4, Anya Foxwell, Wigan Best. Lane 5, Charlie Peel, Ramsbottom. Lane 6, Freya Quarrell from Winsford. Lane 7, Ava Grimshaw from Great Harwood. And in lane 8, Daisy Darcy from City of Liverpool. Again, it looks like lane 4. Lane 5 not far behind, but yep. Looks like provisional touch there goes to Anya for first with 33.07. Provisional second goes to Charlie, 33.14. And third, Freya Quarrell from Winsford at 33.88. Heat 9. In lane 1, we have Carolyn Bennett from Clitheroe. In lane 2, a teammate, Megan Hacking, also from Clitheroe. Lane 3, Holly Baker, Bury and Elton. Lane 4, Kate Schlinger from Winsford. Lane 5, Isabella Fowles, Penrith. Lane 6, Georgia Alcock from Bebington. Lane 7, Imogen Clarkson from Clitheroe. And in lane 8, Freya Pilbury from Alsacia. Right, coming into the flags, certainly looks like lane 4, Kate Schillinger from Winsford. She's got a body length ahead. Then Isabella Fowles, 33.07. And provisional third is going to go to Freya Pilbury from Alsacia at 33.51. But it was Kate Schillinger at 31.29 was that heat provisional winner. Okay, we'll just wait for the officials just to get the backstroke starting aids. Now, as announced earlier, we have a swim-off. For the girls' 200 metres individual medley, we've got Hattie Lawson and Evie Webster. It's always tough having a swim off, because if they do well, they've got to do it all again in the final. So in lane 4, we've got Hattie Lawson from Winsford. In lane 5, it's Evie Webster from Trafford Metro. Quick reminder, coaches, team managers, make sure you get the first few heats up for marshalling for the 400 metres freestyle. Got some finalists to announce for event 362, open male, 12 years, 50 metres freestyle. Oscar Madrell from the Isle of Man, Harrison Burgess from Ramsbottom, Zachary Edge from Stockport, Jacob Thistlewood also from Stockport, Chuck Haley from Trafford Metro, Su Yu Chu from Holton, Samuel Higginbottom from Lancaster, and Max Dronsfield from Stockport. Reserve finalists are William Stamper from City Liverpool and Sergio Morganella from Carlisle Aquatics. Finalist for event 363 is the 13 years open male 50 metres freestyle, which is Dylan Myers from Aquabears, Ethan Williams from Great Harwood, Benji Sutcliffe from Ramsbottom, El Nevin Suarez from Winsford, Ben Stevenson Garston, Jack Calderbank from Chorley Marlins, Ollie Newbold from Great Harwood, and Thomas Rickles from Altrincham. Reserve finalists are Carter Neal from Isle of Man and Archie McLaren from Aquabears. And finally, finalists for the event 364, the 14 years open male 50 metres freestyle, Jan Nazareth from Warriors of Warrington, Daniel Horton Butler from Holton, Ben Saxby Ramsbottom, Mia Aldabak from Stockport Metro, Cormac Whiteley from Ramsbottom, Elliot Hughes from Trafford Metro, Lewis Cooper from Carlisle Aquatics, Zachary Flitton from Workington, and the reserve finalists are Mason Grady from Stockport Metro and Samuel Lee from Trafford Metro. As usual, you have 15 minutes to withdraw if your intention to withdraw, but going back to the swim off, it certainly looks like lane 5, that's Evie Webster from Trafford Metro. She went 2:48.68 in the heats. And I'm hoping she's done a good time. I can't quite see it on my timing screen here, but yeah, doesn't really matter on times. Nice to see a good handshake there, so well done, girls.
We're moving on to the next event, the last event before finals this afternoon. It's event 355. It's the open male 14 years and under 400 metres freestyle. There will be 8 heats in this event. And when we're ready to go, the first one will be heat 1. So in this heat of the 400 metre freestyles, we have in lane 3, that's Walter Fisher of Bolton Metro. In lane 4, Alfie Butterworth of Winsford. And in lane number 5, it's Samuel Higginbottom of Lancaster. So as we said, 8 heats of this. Then we'll be into final time for this afternoon. The 3 gentlemen heading down towards the turn, looking fairly good so far. Just turning first in lane 5 was Samuel, but closely followed by Alfie and Walter. Really close between them. Looking to settle into their pace now, these lads. Just heading with about 5 metres or so to go at the end of this first 100. Does look like Samuel in lane 5, who's going to touch first. And he does so in 1:15.28. Turning second was Alfie. And Walter in lane 3, just behind. Settling into their stroke now, these boys. And still Samuel leading the way. So it was Samuel first, Alfie second, and Walter third. One of the events where some of the mind games come in here. Lots of thinking time during a 400 free, thinking about your pace, thinking about your stroke rate. Trying to recognise whether you need to speed up, slow down, stay steady. All of these guys in this heat are in the 12 years age group. And it's still Samuel Higginbottom leading the way. Looks like Alfie in 4 and Walter in 3 are pacing each other along there as they go, sticking together as they go down towards the 250 mark. Still Samuel from Lancaster looking strong, looking steady, maintaining round about a 5 metre-ish lead there, I think, from my view. Still the two behind him, Alfie and Walter, stroke for stroke pretty much. Be getting ready in their heads here for the last 100. Possibly starting to kick for home, depending what they've got left. So with 100 to go, it is Samuel Higginbottom who turns first. 4:05.37. Really tight still, perhaps just Walter in lane 3, turning second, but right behind him, Alfie Butterworth. Might see those legs kicking a bit harder now, the stroke rate picking up again. We can certainly see that from lanes 3 and 4. Perhaps catching a little bit here. But Samuel's still going well. Heading towards the wall at the bottom end for the final time as they turn for the last 50 of this race. Could be very tight between second and third here, but still Samuel Higginbottom leading. Samuel's entry time, 5:37. In fact, all entry times around 5:37, 5:38 mark. Alfie came out of the wall well there. But it looks like it will be Samuel who'll hold on. As I said, that entry time of 5:37.20. Looking like that's going to be smashed. And as Samuel comes into the wall for the final time, he touches in a time of 5:26.57. Great time for him there. Really tight between lane 3 and 4. Who's going to get it? Will it be Walter? Will it be Alfie? Just Alfie Butterworth by 200th of a second from Walter Fisher in third. Again, just wait for confirmation of those results. And then we're ready to move on to the next heat, which is heat number 2. So in Heat 2, we have in Lane 1, Oliver Williams. Lane 2, Ben Ermston, Wigan Best. Lane 3, Zach Edge of Stockport Metro. Lane 4 is Thomas Ball, City Liverpool. Lane 5, Logan Evans of Blackpool. And in Lane 6, also of Blackpool, is Oscar O'Connell. In Lane 7 is Alistair Bewis of Carlisle. Fairly tight as we come to this first 50. But as we said, the boys settling into their pace during this first 100. Oscar O'Connell turning first, but Logan in lane 5 and Alistair in lane 7, pretty close behind, and the rest of them there or thereabouts as well. Still fairly tight, and it's our two Blackpool swimmers in lane 5 and 6. Almost stroke for stroke, perhaps just Oscar in lane 6 going to turn first again, but virtually nothing in it. 100th of a second between those two as they turn, Oscar and Logan. Alistair Bewis over in lane 7, turning third. Don't forget, finals coming up after this event. Obviously no final in this event, but finals in all the other events we've had this afternoon. So some 100 breaststroke, 200 IM, and a couple of nice fast 50s, the freestyle for the males and open age. And also we have the 50 backstroke for our female swimmers. Still Oscar and Logan, both of Blackpool, fairly close. Thomas Ball just moved into third place. So around 15 metres to go now for our leaders before they get to the halfway point of this race. Still our two Blackpool swimmers leading the way. Oscar O'Connell just about to turn first. Logan Evans close behind. And then Thomas Ball turning third. Don't forget, as there are still some issues with our scoreboard, you can keep track of things like times, splits, results on the Swimming England North West website. Just navigate your way on that page to the results. Bit of an extra challenge for us up here, doing the announcing, and also you as spectators, coaches, swimmers, team managers. Still those two very close together. Both turning 3:17 something, and Thomas Ball turning third. So we'll see who's got that strength left in their legs and arms as they go into the last 100. Looks like Thomas actually in lane 4, who's coming back quite strongly at this point in the race. The gap between him and the front two is much tighter, but still Oscar O'Connell first, followed by Logan Evans and Thomas Ball in third. Thomas has made up some good ground in that last 100. Can he keep tagging along with those lads and finish strong? All three of them looking like they're kicking for home a bit. You can see lanes 2 and 7, that's, 3 and 7, that's 2 and 7, sorry, that's Ben and Alistair, also kicking for home a little bit. Could be a very tight finish, this one, I think. So 2 Blackpool swimmers who've led the way throughout this, still in first and second. That's Oscar and Logan. But Thomas Ball will fancy his chances here and is looking strong as they all start kicking for home. He's really going for it here, Thomas. Blackpool swimmers might be surprised to see him appearing on their left-hand side. They've dominated this race so far, but tight between these three. 6 has seen him, that's Oscar. He's seen that on his left-hand side and he's kicking for home. So Oscar looking good, Logan tagging along and Thomas Ball as well, still kicking for home. Round about 10 to go. Oscar just taking it. Will Thomas catch him? It's going to be really tight this, but just about as we finish in first is Oscar O'Connell in 5:18.37. In second was Thomas Ball, and third was Logan Evans. What a great race there. Just waiting for those results to be confirmed before moving on to our next heat.
Heat 3. In lane 1, we have William Thorley from Aquabears. Lane 2, Jack Fickermeyer from Winsford. Lane 3, Samuel Luttus from Prescott. Lane 4, William Birchall from Satellite. Lane 5, Benji Sutcliffe, Ramsbottom. Lane 6, Thomas Ross, Carlisle Aquatics. Lane 7, Bogdan Tonu from Bolton Metro. And in lane 8, Daniel Lesty from City of Salford. Coming up to the first 100, it looks to me like lane 2, Jack Finkemeyer from Winsford, just got a slight early lead. from lane 5, Benji Sutcliffe. Again, it's pretty early doors. 400 metres can be a bit of a difficult event. It's, you know, it's not kind of distance, and it's not really a sprint either. Sure, some of the coaches might think otherwise, but you can get it horribly wrong if you go out too quickly. Had fun today? Okay, we're coming up to the halfway distance. Again, it still looks like Jack Finkemeyer from Winsford, just half a body length ahead of lane 6 now, which is Thomas Ross from Carlisle. Still got 200 metres to go. There's quite a few swimmers there starting to kick the legs a little bit harder, get the stroke rate up a little bit. Okay, we've got 125 metres to go. Looks like Jack Finkemeyer, he's got 100 metres to go. He's going to get a bit of a challenge here, I think, from lane 6 and possibly lane 5. His distance ahead is not quite what it was. He's only 0.12 of a second in the lead. So Thomas Ross from Carlisle has really eaten into Jack's lead. Very powerful 100 by the look of it. So over there in lane 6, Thomas Ross from Carlisle Aquatics. He's putting a strong finish in the last 25% of the swim. Moving into the flags. Yeah, he's got 2 or 3 body lengths now. 50 metres to go. It's now lane 6, Thomas Ross from Carlisle Aquatics. Again, looking here, it's lane 6, Thomas Ross from Carlisle. He's had a strong finish to the race. And also in lane 5, Benji Sutcliffe might just pinch second place in this heat. But provisional first, going to Thomas Ross, followed by Benji Sutcliffe, then Jack Finkemeyer. That's 2:10.50, 2:13.02 and 2:14.38 respectively. Just waiting for those results just to get confirmed, which they have been. Moving on to heat 4. In lane 1, we have Leo Craven from Warriors of Warrington. Lane 2, Harrison Burgess, Ramsbottom. Lane 3, Daniel French, Wirral Metro. Lane 4, James Dixon, City of Liverpool. Lane 5, Farron Bigrig from Cockermouth. Lane 6, Casey Costain from Wirral Metro. Lane 7, Alex Murray, also from Warriors of Warrington. And in lane 8, Oliver Glaister from Workington. Got some finalists to announce for event 365, which is the 11-12-year-olds ladies 50 metres backstroke. We have Ida Augustine from Preston, Isla Pulvertaft from Satellite, Neve Baker from City of Chester, Amelia Bogdanska from Preston, Amber Fortune from Wigan, Isla McCory from Stockport, Isla Kay from Leyland Barracudas, Jessica Todhunter from Copeland. Reserve finalists are Lily Clifford from Cockermouth and Bethany Howarth from Blackpool Aquatics. Finalist for event 366 is the 13-year girls 50 metres backstroke. Eva Turner from Clitheroe, Viana Safi from Stockport Metro, Yara Ghazal from Lancaster, Imogen Clarkson, Clitheroe, Eliza Ferris from Trafford Metro, Daisy Darcy from City Liverpool, Georgia Alcock from Bebington, and Ellen Jones from Wigan Best. Reserve finalists are Jennifer McMillan from Carnforth and Ellie Woodcock from Cockermouth. And finally, finalists for event 367, 14-year ladies 50 metres backstroke, Holly Bacon from Bury and Elton, Freya Pilbury from Alsacia, Isabella Fowles from Penrith, Kate Schillinger from Winsford, Anya Foxwell from Wigan Best, Charlie Peel from Ramsbottom, Sophia Hewlett from Bebington, Megan Orbison from Stockport Metro, and reserve finalists are Freya Quarrell from Winsford and Isabel Carter from Prescott. If we could ask coaches, team managers to confirm any withdrawals as soon as possible, please. We don't have long before the finals. So if there is any intentions to withdraw, can you make sure it's done as soon as possible, please? At the halfway mark, we've got James Dixon, just slightly ahead of Farron Bigrig, who's slightly ahead of Daniel French. Looks like maybe a 3 or 4 swimmer race. Certainly got lanes 3, 4 and 5. Over there in lane 8, he's not too far behind either. That's Oliver Glaister from Workington. We've got 150 metres to go. Looks like lane 5, James Dixon from City of Liverpool, followed by Farron Bigrig and Daniel French. Not much in it between those three. Now James Dixon's pretty much had his nose in the lead most of this race, but I think he's going to get a bit of a challenge from lane 5. That's Farron Bigrig from Cockermouth. He's got 100 metres to go, and they're slightly broken away from lane 3, Daniel French from Wirral Metro. That was a fantastic turn there from lane 5 from Farron. He's made half a body length now. Can James fight back? Looks like James Dixon's got his leg beat going a little bit faster than Farron. It'll be interesting to see at the far end. As I say, Farron had a fantastic turn. Made all the difference. Now looks like James has just about got his lead back. He's half a stroke ahead. Going into the turn. Ooh, not much in it there. I think James is about a stroke ahead of Farron. 0.03 hundredths between the two of them. Now it's going to boil down to determination. How hard they want it. Sprint for the finish between James Dixon and Farron Bigrig from City Liverpool and Cockermouth, respectively. I think Farron's got a stroke, but James is fighting really hard to the flags to go. Yep. Provisional touch there went to Farron Bigrig. 4:55.61. James Dixon, 4:56.02. And Daniel French, 5:01.27. Just provisional 1, 2, 3. And confirmed.
Moving on shortly to heat number 5. And in heat 5, in lane 1, it's Ethan Craven from Warrington. In lane 2, it's Albion de Bruchy of Liverpool. Lane 3, Sam McCusker from Altrincham. Lane 4, Jasper de Glopper of Warrington. Lane 5 is Carter Neal of the Isle of Man. Lane 6, William Brereton of Wirral Metro. Lane 7, Archie Honey from Blackpool Aquatics. And in lane 8, it's Daniel Mayers from Aquabears. All swimmers for this event should be round in marshalling now if they're not already there, so please send any remaining swimmers for this event round to marshalling. So looking like Archie over in lane 7 of Blackpool Aquatics that's made a solid start here. But several swimmers close behind. It will be Archie that turns first after 100 metres though. That's Archie Honey in a time of 1:10.01. Second there was Carter Neal, and turning in third, Sam McCusker. Still Archie in 7, perhaps just with the lead, but we've got lanes 5, 4 and 3 perhaps coming up on his shoulder level with him there. So as they come under the flags, yeah, it does now look like lane 4, Jasper de Glopper, who's reaching out well there and turning first, followed by Sam McCusker and Carter Neal. Coming down towards the halfway point of heat number 5 of this 400 metres freestyle. Lane 4, Jasper de Glopper turning first, a halfway time of 2:26.20. Carter Neal turning second, closely followed by Sam McCusker. Looks like these three just edging ahead of the rest for the time being. And as they come to the turn, it's still Jasper from Warrington leading the way into the wall as he turns there. Turning second, Carter, and Sam McCusker turning third there from Altrincham. Could be another good race here as we come into turn with 100 to go. Jasper's going to turn first and does so in 3:43, but Carter Neal looks like he's closed the gap a bit there as they came down that 100 and has come out of the wall well. Also Sam McCusker in lane 5 kicking for home. So let's see what these boys have got left in the tank. Everything will be hurting now. It's just putting it all out there, leaving it in the pool and getting to the finish. So from my angle, it looks like Carter's just perhaps catching, if not overtaking Jasper there. Really close. And it is with 50 to go. Carter Neal who turns first. Jasper de Glopper right with him there. These boys are going to race it to the finish, it looks. Both looking pretty strong, to be fair to them as well. Over in lane 6, a decent finish there from William as well. But still, these two leading the way. Carter Neal and Jasper de Glopper. Perhaps Carter of the Isle of Man just edging ahead as we go through with 15 to go. Will Jasper respond in this last 10 metres? Looks like Carter's going to hold on, but it is a tight race. But it's Carter Neal who touches first, 4:58.09. In second was Jasper de Glopper of Warrington. And finishing in third was William Brereton from Wirral Metro. So as the rest of the summer's finished, we'll look to get those results confirmed. Looks like the result is in, so we should be ready to go with heat number 6. In lane 1, Harry Jones from Winsford. Lane 2 is Mason Grady of Stockport Metro. Lane 3, Harrison Dale from Southport. In lane 4, Kareem Alturk of Salford. In lane 5 is Corey Owens of Stockport Metro. Lane 6, Dylan Gregory of Liverpool. Lane 7, Lee Scholes of Salford. And in lane 8, it's Jake Thistlewood of Stockport Metro. So finals coming up. So we need to start thinking about calling those finalists. So certainly could we call the finalists for the first finals, which are the male 100-metre breaststroke finals. So male 100-metre breaststroke finalists, if you could head to marshalling, please. So we're coming up to the end of our first 100. We've got two Stockport swimmers by the look of it, Mason and Corey in lanes 2 and 5. Coming up to turn with Mason just turning first in 1:07.22, Corey second, and Lee Scholes of Salford turning third there. Heading down to that far end again. Looks like still Mason Grady leading the way as he goes under the flags. Mason turning first there. His teammate Corey Owens turning in second. Then Harry Jones has just taken third place at the 150 mark. Coming up to the halfway point, still Mason reaching out well there as he comes into the wall. And it is Mason Grady of Stockport Metro turning first. 2:20 at the halfway mark. Looks like we've just got Harry Jones down in lane 1 turning second, but closely followed by Corey Owens of Stockport. Again, those tactical swimmer brains will be whirring over now, thinking about the pace in this third 100, thinking about what they might have left for the final 100. Still Mason Grady leading the way, 2:57.85. Corey Owens, also from Stockport, turning second, and Harry Jones in third place there. So we're coming up now to the last turn at this end, and they'll turn with 100 to go. Mason Grady still leading the way. Let's see what he's got left for his last 100 as he turns first. Moving into second place now, looks like lane 6, and it is lane 6, Dylan Gregory turning second with Corey Owens in third. So into the final 100, what have the boys got left now as they head for home? Mason leading the way, but as we said before, lane 6, Dylan Gregory looking like he's coming quite strong, but Mason will turn first with 50 to go. Mason with an entry time of 4:55.80, heading for home first, closely followed by Dylan Gregory. Harry Jones turning in third there. "25 metres to go, and having led all the way, Mason Grady of Stockport Metro still out in front. A really strong finish by the looks of it from lane 1. That's Harry Jones of Winsford. Again, Mason's entry time, 4:55.80. And Mason Grady of Stockport Metro does finish first, time of 4:47.07. In second was Dylan Gregory, and in third, Harry Jones. Just waiting for those results to come in. Looks like the results are all good. So we've got 2 remaining heats of this, moving on to heat number 7.
In lane 1, we have Callum Byrne from Southport. Lane 2, Thomas Rickles, Altrincham. Lane 3, William Kershaw, Blackpool. Lane 4, Ben Saxby, Ramsbottom. Lane 5, Samuel Lee, Trafford Metro. Lane 6, Freddie Sutton, Copeland. Lane 7, Arad Nolte from Blackpool. And Lane 8, Jacob Irving from City of Liverpool. After this race, you've only got one more heat of this event. So, coaches, team managers, can you try and get your finalists over to marshalling, please? And I do have an announcement for coaches and team managers. James? Announcement for coaches and team managers. Ali White from Swim England Development, head of Swim England Development, will be attending the gala tomorrow and would like a meeting with any coaches or team managers who would like to attend at 12:30 in the ground floor studios. Now, Ali White is pretty much the head of talent acquisition and talent development for Swim England. So it's not often they come to regional events. So any coach or team manager that would like to interface, ask questions, listen to the presentation from Swim England, it will be at 12:30 tomorrow in the ground floor studios, and the gentleman's name is Ali White. Okay, coming up to the halfway mark. Looks like Thomas Rickles in lane 2 from Altrincham has got half a body length lead on lanes 1 and 3, which is Callum and William. Looks like Samuel Lee over in lane 5 is having a strong comeback. He's trying to catch his leading pack of 3 up. But with 150 metres to go, still Thomas Rickles from William Kershaw and Callum Byrne, closely followed by Samuel Lee in lane 5. Looks like Thomas Rickles and William Kershaw just stolen a bit of a lead on Callum Byrne. Maybe Callum's saving himself for the final 100, but there's really not much between Thomas Rickles and William Kershaw. I've got 0.08 800ths of a second. Let's see who's got the sprint legs on them. For where I'm standing, looks like Thomas is slightly taller. He might have a bit of a physical reach advantage, but William's trying really hard there. He's kicking his legs. Interesting to see the turn here. Who's going to have the sharpest turn, but Thomas has managed to get a little bit of a lead. Not a bad turn there from both of them. And Thomas Rickles from Altrincham, he's got about a body length on William. And Samuel Lee over in lane 5 is next. Closely followed by Callum Byrne. I think 1 and 2 are pretty clear. I think we're going to get Thomas Rickles touching first with William Kershaw second. Who's going to touch third? And we have Samuel Lee from Trafford Metro over in lane 5. By 3/100ths of a second looking at this. Okay, results are confirmed. Heat 8. In lane 1, we have Gabriel Barnett from Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 2, Daniel Barton, Wigan Best. Lane 3, Archie Whiteman, Warriors of Warrington. Lane 4, Leo Talbot, Bolton Metro. Lane 5, Samuel Williams, also from Bolton Metro. Lane 6, Jan Nazarish from Warriors of Warrington. Lane 7, El Nevin Suarez from Winsford. And lane 8, Finley Byrne from Southport. Just been informed, we've got a live scoreboard has been put up. If you go into your browser and type in live.swimnorthwest.org, it should take you straight to live results. You should get exactly the same as I see in front of me on my screen. And there's no delay with that one. So that's live.swimnorthwest.org. We've got a live scoreboard. And after the 100-metre mark, looks like lane 4 is taking an early lead. That's Leo Talbot from Bolton Metro. Just coming up to the halfway distance. Certainly lane 4, that's Leo Talbot from Bolton Metro, turning in a time of 2:07.67. That's pretty rapid pace for a 14-year-old. He's got 15 metres on the next swimmers. Well, pretty much all in a line. There's probably less than a body length between all of them. 125 metres to go there for Leo. Had an entry time of 4:21.61. So with 100 to go, what's he going to turn in? 3:14. So he's going to do a 1:06 on his final 100 split. I think all the coaches will be sitting there trying to work out whether he can do that or not. That'll be a PB, but he's got 15, 20 metres on his nearest competitors. I think a strong fight for second place here, I think, but barring any technical infringements, I think Leo has got this one in the bag. Certainly in 3:47.86. It does.
What's that?
Okay, he's got 15 metres to go. And 9 seconds to do it to beat his PB. 5 metres. Just about there or thereabouts. And yeah, he's done a time of 4:19.72. 2 seconds under his entry time. And quite a commanding win, that one. Certainly looks like lane 2, Wigan best swimmer. That's Daniel Barton. He's having a good scrap with lane 7. Nevin Suarez, who's going to get second place. It looks like Daniel Barton with a time of 4:38.29. And provisional third is going to Nevin Suarez from Winsford with 4:38.32.
Okay, so we are moving on to some finals. Apologies, we've got no music at the moment due to some technical issues, so let's try and make some atmosphere ourselves in the crowd if we can, get these finalists going. The first set of finals are going to be the 100-metre breaststrokes, male and open. And in the first final, which is in the 11-12-year-old age group, we have in lane number 1, Oscar O'Connell of Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 2, Leo Ashcroft of Wigan Best. In lane 3, Aaron Gans of Salford. Lane 4 is Ethan Pryor of Ormskirk. Lane 5 is Michael Poggianto of Trafford Metro. Lane 6 is Eric Bow from the City of Liverpool. Good noise there. Lane 7, Samuel Higginbottom from Lancaster. And lane 8 is Kaloyan Nejelkov from Workington, our finalists in the boys 11 and 12 years, 100 metres backstroke. So we're underway in this first final of this afternoon session. Fairly tight at the breakout there, perhaps just lane 4, taking an early lead. That's Ethan Pryor. Obviously in lane 4 he was the fastest in qualifying, so no surprise that he's leading the way. And as we head down towards the halfway point of this 100 metres breaststroke final for males 11 and 12 years old. Looks like it is going to be lane 4, Ethan Pryor touching first as he turns. And it is in 40.46. Turning second was Eric Bow and third was Michael Poggianto. Heading for home with this first final of the afternoon. Ethan Pryor looking strong in that middle lane there as he stretches out those strokes towards the finish. Still Ethan leading. Perhaps lane 5, Michael just coming back a little bit. There's 25 to go. Could be a tight finish. Lane 6 also, Eric Bow finishing fairly strongly here. It is indeed going to be a tight finish. 15 metres to go and lanes 4, 5 and 6 pretty tight. perhaps lane 5. Michael Pajanto just edging into the lead. Tough one to call as he come down in front of me here. Really tight finish for our first final, and just is Michael Pajanto in a time of 1:27.57. In second place was Ethan Pryor, and in third was Eric Bow. Confirmation of that result coming up. Cracking finish to that race there. The result is in. Well done, Michael Pajanto of Trafford Metro. Moving on to our open male 13 years age group 100 metres breaststroke final. We have in lane 1, Daniel French of Wirral Metro. Lane 2 is Carter Neal of the Isle of Man. Lane 3, Jack Calderbank of Chorley. Lane 4, George Pearce of Winsford. Lane 5, Jacob Karczynski from the Isle of Man. In lane 6 is Ethan Blythe of Bolton Metro. Lane 7, Logan Byrne from Southport. And in lane 8 is James Graham of the City of Liverpool. Underway in this second final of the afternoon. Boys, 13 years, breaststroke. Fast start from lots of swimmers there. From lanes 3 to 7, looking pretty good in this race at the moment. Perhaps lane 4, that's George Pearce leading the way. Not much to choose between them then. Hopefully a good race like that last one. And as we come into turn at halfway, it does look like George Pearce in lane 4, but only slightly ahead of Jacob Karczynski in lane 5, and Ethan Blythe really close behind in lane 6. Heading for home now, pretty tight. Still George Pearce leading the way. Looking strong, but swimmers on either side of him, perhaps hunting him down. Coming into the last 20 metres or so. Still George from Winsford leading the way. Tight for second place, perhaps Ethan in lane 6, just edging that race at the moment. But as we come under the flags towards the finish of this breaststroke final, it's going to be George Pearce of Winsford who finishes first, time of 1:18.24. Second, Ethan Blythe, and in third place, Jacob Karczynski. Well done to our winner, George Pearce of Winsford. Just waiting for those results to be confirmed before moving on to our next final.
Moving on to event 358 is the open male 14 years 100 metres breaststroke final. In lane 1 we have Bailey Nixon, City of Liverpool. In lane 2 we have Freddie Sutton, Copeland. In lane 3 Joseph Standard from Stockport. In 4 we have Cormac Whiteley from Ramsbottom. In 5 James Vaughan from Wigan Best. In 6 Rocco Wilson from Cockermouth. In 7, Hayden Battle from St Helens. And in lane 8, Daniel Horton Butler from Holton. These are your finalists for the open male 14 years 100 metres breaststroke final. Okay, we've had some close finals so far this afternoon session. Let's see what the 14-year-olds can do. Quite a Even start there from all of them. Looks like lane 4 just slightly got his nose ahead at the 30-40 metre mark. He's just coming up to the flags now. 5 metres to go on that first 50. On the halfway mark, it certainly looks like lane 4, that's Cormac Whiteley from Ramsbottom. From James Vaughan and Joseph Standard. They're your provisional 1, 2, 3 at the minute. It looks like lane 5, James Vaughan is really trying to challenge. There's certainly a race between lanes 3, 4 and 5. It looks like James Vaughan from Wigan Best has timed this just about right. Joseph Standard from Stockport Metro. He's got a fantastic land. Oh, it's going to be a tight finish. And we've got James Vaughan, provisional touch there at 1:16.11, followed by Joseph Standard from Stockport at 1:16.52, and provisional third, Cormac Whiteley from Ramsbottom with 1:16.92. Just wait for those results to get confirmed. Which they have. Moving on to the next event is the final event 359 of the female 11-12 200 metres individual medley final. In lane 1 we have Esme Moore from Bolton Metro. In lane 2 LTK from Leyland Barracudas. In 3 Betty Lloyd Wigan Best. In 4 Harper Aspinall from Will Metro. In 5 Isla Liptrop City of Liverpool. In 6, Chuck Q Kiana Hugh, also from City of Liverpool. In 7, Maya Cower from Warriors of Warrington. And in 8, Isla Moss from Satellite. These are your finalists for the female 11-12 200 metres individual medley. Got some results to announce from event 355, which is the open male, 14 under 400 metres freestyle. In the 11-12 age bracket, third place goes to Ethan Craven from Warriors of Warrington. Second place goes to Albion DeBrushy from City Liverpool. And first goes to Jacob Thistlewood, Stockport Metro. For the 13-year-old age bracket, third place goes to Thomas Rickles from Altrincham. Second goes to Gabriel Barnett from Blackpool Aquatics. And first goes to El Navin Suarez from Winsford. And for the 14-year-olds, third place goes to Archie Whiteman from Warriors of Warrington. Second goes to Daniel Barton, Wigan Best. And first place goes to Leo Talbot, Bolton Metro. Okay, coming up to the halfway mark. Could be quite tight there for provisional second, but looks over there in lane 5. That's Isla Liptrop from City Liverpool, taking that early lead at the halfway mark at 100 metres. So breaststroke is a really telling stroke. Looks like Harper Aspinall's having a really strong breaststroke leg. So's Chuck Q Kiana Hu from City of Liverpool in lane 6. She's come back from about 6th to 7th to, maybe 3rd. Standout swims there have been Kiana and Harper from Wirral. Just turning into the 50 metres now. I think it's going to be Harper Aspinall from Wirral Metro, who's got a body length ahead of the two City Liverpool swimmers. Closely followed by Betsy Lloyd and Wigan Best. She's kicking in for the finish with 5 meters to go. It's going to be Harper Aspinall from Wirral Metro. And it looks like it's going to be a City Liverpool 2-3. Which way round is it going to be? So it's Ida Liptrot, second, 2:42.98. And Chuck Kiana Hugh, also from City Liverpool, 2:43.75. But the winner, Harper Aspinall, 2:39.37. Results confirmed. Moving on to the next final.
Yes, so results are in. So we're moving on now to the female 13 years, 200 metres individual medley final. Our finalists are, in lane 1, Rihanna Harper of Carlisle. In lane 2, Mia Robinson of Southport. In lane 3, Vivian Wilkinson of Wirral Metro. In lane 4, Autumn Claxton of Salford. In lane 5, Alana Donlan of Warrington. In lane 6, Olivia Knox from Wigan Best. Lane 7 is Imogen Clarkson of Clitheroe. And in lane 8, we have Viana Sefi of Stockport Metro. So as our 13-year-old females get underway in this final, just confirm some results of the last event. So in the male 100 metres breaststroke, the 11 and 12-year-old age group, in third place was Eric Bow from Liverpool, second place Ethan Pryor from Ormskirk, and first was Michael Pugianto of Trafford Metro. In the 13 years age group of the 100 metres breaststroke, we had in third place Jacob Karczynski, second place was Ethan Blythe, and our winner was George Pearce of Winsford. And finally, in the 100 metres breaststroke, the 14 years age group, in third place was Cormac Whiteley of Ramsbottom, second was Joey Standard of Stockport Metro, and in first place we had James Vaughan of Wigan Best. So into the backstroke leg now of this final. The female 13 years 200 individual medley. Looking like we've got Autumn Claxton of Salford leading the way as we come towards the halfway point. Closely followed by Alana of Warrington in second, possibly Viana Sefi in third. But it is Autumn who turns first into her breaststroke leg. Alana second and Viana third as they go into this all-important breaststroke leg. We could see some changes here. But it is Autumn who leads the way. Perhaps next to her in lane 3, we've got a breaststroker in Vivian Wilkinson. Lane 5 as well, Alana Donlan. Got about 20 metres to go with the breaststroke leg, and it possibly just Autumn still holding on. But both Alana and Vivian in the lanes next to her have certainly closed the gap. Perhaps Vivian might have just taken the lead. Looks like lane 3 is going to turn first. That's Vivian Wilkinson. And it's a fight now for this final freestyle leg. It's Vivian that turns first, closely followed by Autumn and then Alana. All kicking hard for home, and it is Vivian Wilkinson still leading the way. Autumn Claxton kicking hard from Salford in second place. Looking strong as well, Autumn there. In third, we've got Alana Donlan. Can Vivian hold on? 20 metres to go. It's stroke for stroke. Really tight finish. Both kicking hard, both working hard. They're coming under the flags in front of me now. Perhaps Vivian might just take it, but no, Autumn's coming back. And the touch goes to just Vivian Wilkinson in first place. Second was Autumn Claxton. And finishing in third, Alana Donlan. Well done, Vivian Wilkinson, our winner there. Just waiting for the results to come in, which looks like they have. So we'll be moving on shortly to our next final. Again, it's our females this time are 14 years and under swimmers. And we have, in lane 1 from Trafford Metro, it's Zoe Rogers. Lane 2 from Warrington is Emily Hall. Lane 3 from Leyland Barracudas, Elizabeth Adam. Lane 4 from Warrington is Iris Hurst. In lane 5 from Winsford is Kate Schillinger. Lane 6 from Manchester is Carey Sullivan. Lane 7 from Liverpool is Martha Sumnall. And in lane 8 it's Kira Johnson of Wigan Best. So this. So testing. Okay, we have got a problem with the sound in the venue here, but we believe you can still hear us on the live stream. So as we're on the breaststroke leg here of this 200 IM, it's Iris Hurst leading the way. Iris, the fastest of the qualifiers, closely followed in lane 5 by Kate Schillinger on this breaststroke leg. So as they come up to turn for the final time, it's Iris turning first with 50 to go. Kate Schillinger in second place there, and Elizabeth Adam currently in third as they come down the final 50. Iris was about 4 seconds faster than everyone else in qualifying, so no surprise that she's leading the way here as they come down towards the finish. Her time in the heats of 2:26.87. Could be close for second and third place here. Kate Schillinger and Elizabeth Adam in lanes 5 and 3. But as we come under the flags, it looks like it is going to be Iris Hurst who does touch first in 2:27.16. Second place is Kate Schillinger, 2:30.52. And in third is Emily Hall. I'll tell you when I'm done. Okay, still got a problem with our sound here, so apologies if there's any strange sounds. They can hear me on... Okay, so the next event, I think you can hear us on the live feed there, is going to be the 50 metres freestyle. And it's the boys 11 and 12 years age group. We have in lane 1, Oscar Madrell. In lane 2, we have Harrison Burgess. Lane 3 is Zach Edge. Lane 4 is Jacob Thistlewood. Lane 5 is Chuck Healy. Lane 6, Yu Chu of Holton. Lane 7, Samuel Higginbottom of Lancaster, and lane 8 is Max Dronsfield of Stockport Metro.
Okay, we could be over quite quick here. And just looking at the timing screens, it looks like lane 4 has slightly got his nose ahead. Yeah, and hopefully he can hear us all on the live stream. And looking at the 50 metre there, first is in lane 4. Second, lane 5. And possibly lane 6, Chu Q is third. Just wait for those results just to get announced. Okay, we've got confirmed results for those listening online. We're now moving on to the next event, which is event 363, the Open Male 13 years 50 metres freestyle final. In lane 1, we have Dylan Myers from Aquabears. In lane 2, Ethan Williams, Great Harwood. Lane 3, Benji Sutcliffe from Ramsbottom. In 4, El Nevin Suarez from Winsford. In 5, Ben Stevenson from Garston. In 6, Jack Calderbank from Chorley Marlins. In 7, Ollie Newbold from Great Harwood. And in lane 8, Thomas Rickles from Altrincham. These are your finalists for event 363, the Open Male 13 years 50 metres freestyle final. Thank you, referee. Okay, good start there by the swimmers. Have to talk fast here on a 50 metre, those listening online. I said, unfortunately, both sets of speakers have gone down at the venue, which is the main event one and the backup, but it looks like we're in for a very close race. 50 metres. And the anger of Panda is very difficult to tell, but it's certainly the middle lanes. Certainly looks like lane 4, just away from lane 5. So, yep, it looks like winning time there provisionally was lane 4, El Nevin Suarez from Winsford, time of 27.51. Second goes to Ben Stevenson, 27.65. And Ollie Newbold of Great Harwood, 28.44. Those the results are now confirmed. Now we're just going to get ourselves ready for the next final. This is event 363, which is the Open Male 14 years 50 metres freestyle final. In lane 1, we have Jan Nazareth from Warriors of Warrington. In lane 2, Daniel Horton Butler from Holton. In 3, Ben Saxby from Ramsbottom. In 4, Mir Al-Dabak from Stockport Metro. In 5, Cormac Whiteley from Ramsbottom. In 6, Elliot Hughes from Trafford Metro. In 7, Lewis Cooper from Carlisle Aquatics. And in lane 8, Zachary Flitton from Workington. These are your finalists for event 363, the 14-year-old 50 metres freestyle final. Pretty equal start there from everyone. Looks like lane 4 was straight into his stroke. Not much of an underwater phase, but he's got his head and shoulders in the lead. That's Mir Al-Dabak from Stockport Metro. Had some excellent swims this morning's session. Looks like he's got half a body length than everyone else coming into the flags. It looks like lane 4, Mir Al-Dabak with a time of 25.41. Second place is going to Cormac Whiteley, 26.43. And third go to Ben Saxby of Ramsbottom with 26.94. Just wait for those results just to get confirmed, which they now have been. We'll get ready to move on to the next event.
Okay, so for those of you watching at home online, we've got several confused faces looking at us here as we're still talking into a microphone and they can't hear us. But we do believe you can hear us at home. So we're coming on to our final set of finals here. The first final will be the female 11 and 12-year-olds 50 metres backstroke final. In this final, we have In lane 1, Ida Augustine of Preston. In lane 2, Isla Pulvertaft of Satellite. In lane 3, Neve Baker of Chester. Lane 4 is Amelia Bogdanska of Preston. Lane 5, Amber Fortgun of Wigan Best. Lane 6 is Ayla McCrory of Stockport Metro. Lane 7, Elsie Kay of Leyland Barracudas. And in lane 8 is Jessica Toddhunter of Copeland. So we're off in this first of our 50-metre backstroke final for our females. Some decent starts there. Lane 4 breaking out nicely there in the lead. It's Amelia Bogdanska leading the way in this so far, but really tight with lanes 5 and 6 close behind her here. So can Amelia hold on as she comes down towards 20 metres to go? Looking quite strong still. Pretty even split between a lot of swimmers as they come down towards the finish. But as they come towards the flags, it looks, oh, it could be close this. So we have lane 4 and lane 5. Perhaps lane 5 might touch first, and it is in lane 5. Amber Fortgun, who finishes first, 34.88. Second, Amelia Bogdanska. And in third place there, we had Ida Augustine from Preston. The results are in. And we'll be moving on shortly to our next final. Okay, so our next final is our female 13 years 50-metre backstroke final. Okay. Our swimmers are in lane number 1, Eva Turner from Clitheroe. In lane 2, Viana Sefi of Stockport Metro. Lane 3, Yara Ghazal of Lancaster. Lane 4, Imogen Clarkson of Clitheroe. Lane 5, Eliza Ferris of Trafford Metro. Lane 6, That's Daisy Darcy of Liverpool. Lane 7, Georgia Alcock from Bebington. And in lane 8, it's Ellen Jones of Wigan Best. Underway in the penultimate race of this afternoon's session. The girls' 13 years 50-metre backstroke final. Tight start in this one again, not much to choose, but perhaps lane 7. Georgia Alcock gone off quickest here. Lanes 4 and 5 closing in as they come to the halfway point, but a fast race this one. Plenty of swimmers across the pool in the race for medals here. Hard to call from my angle at the moment. Perhaps lane 4 just taking the lead. That's Imogen Clarkson of Clitheroe. And as they come under the flags, yeah, it does look like Imogen, who is going to touch first. So our winner is Imogen Clarkson in 33.37. Second, Eliza Ferris. And in third place, Daisy Darcy. We're moving on to our final race of the day.
Okay, looks like we're ready to move on to event number 367, which is female 14 years 50 metres backstroke final. In lane 1, we have Harley Baker from Bury and Elton. In 2, we have Freya Pilbury from Alsasia. In 3, Isabella Fowles from Penrith. In 4, Kate Schillinger from Winsford. In 5, Anya Foxwell from Wigan Best. In 6, Charlie Peel, Ramsbottom. In 7, Sophia Hewlett from Bebington. And in lane 8, Megan Ormiston from Stockport Metro. These are your finalists for round 367, the females 14 years, 50 metres backstroke final. Okay, strong finish there from the swimmers. Strong underwater phase there from lane 4. That's Kate Schillinger for Winsford. She's got half a body length and the rest of the field there. Such an important aspect of swimming these days, that underwater phase. All the coaches drive it home, but it certainly looks like Kate Schillinger, Winsford swimmer. She's got a commanding lead coming into the flags with 5 meters to go. She's closely followed by lane 3 and 5. Who's going to get it? Kate Schillinger. Then Charlie Peel from Ransbotter with 33.04. And third place, Anya Foxwell from Wigan Brest, 33.11. But it looks like Kate Schillinger at 32.05. Let's wait for those results to get confirmed, which they have been. And to those of you listening online, thank you very much. And we will see you in the morning for the next set of sessions. Thank you very much.